I'm the Vice President of Winemaking for Duckhorn Wine Company, and I work with all of our winemakers for our brands to make all of our wines. That's right, the proprietary red. Right. Yep, based on Zinfandel and Cab from Napa Valley. But yeah, 2005 was the year, and on our beautiful Rector Creek vineyard here, which makes some of really incredible wines that are highlighted in some of our single vineyard wines for Paraduxx. Paraduxx, we strive to make wines that are really bold blends based on some of the great wines of the world, the great innovative wines of the world. So a primary one is, of course, our Cabernet Sauvignon and Zinfandel-based blend, which really is meant to evoke the best of what Cabernet Sauvignon can do in obviously a incredible appellation, but also bringing in some of that native Californian Zinfandel to give it spice and richness, and it's a delicious wine. And then, like you said, the white is fascinating too. It's a Viognier with a little bit of Chardonnay in it too. So it's a unique blend. I can't think of another one that has that particular combination of varietals, but it's totally delicious. So each of our brands has a specific winemaker, and that's really important for us as a group. And it's been important since the beginning when Dan and Margaret started, Duckhorn and Paraduxx and Goldeneye and all of our brands, is that each of our wines has a person whose focus is those wines, right? And it lives, breathes, eats and sleeps those wines. And so Don Laborde's a fantastic palate winemaker who makes our Paraduxx wines, and I think that they're some of the most exciting wines that we're making because they are so different and innovative, and it's a playground. It is. 12, and so we'll work some in every year, depending on what that vintage tells us about, but it's around 12, and the great majority of those are direct to consumer, with our club, and of course our main priority is the proprietary red, which is the Cab Sav Zinfandel blend. But yeah, it's exciting. There's a whole we do a rosé, which is delicious and fascinating, and is a really interesting and delicious representation of what rosé can do in the Napa Valley. Syrah and Zinfandel, but we're playing with it. So it's like that's our current blend. That's the 2015 blend, which we actually just bottled yesterday. But in the future, we're looking at what makes the best wines essentially. So that could potentially change.